Right. So Tuesday, Wednesday. So there's something missing here. Have you talked to the customer? What's going on?
I took the high performance
Electronic fuel.
injection out, and I'm so happy about it that I'm smiling.
Yeah. Okay.
And we got a intake there. You see what it says? Idlebrook.
Yeah.
That's the kind of intake to put on. Now I got a carburetor coming for here. And once that carburetor is on, I have two fuel lines.
Yeah.
And this line gets hooked up to the carburetor.
Yeah.
And we'll just walk to the front, press the button, and away it goes. Guaranteed.
So there's a lot less wiring in here, I noticed. What did you take out?
We took out a box full of wiring, and we're going to be a lot less fuel hoses. We only need, I got to take this off yet,
Okay.
but we'll have one fuel hose for one tank, one to the other, and we're done.
Perfect. How confident do you feel about putting that carburetor on and this running?
I feel very confident on a carburetor.
Okay.
With they can have a choice, either manual choke or electric. I like the electric because you just step the gas pedal right to the floor,
Yeah.
take your foot off, and that sets the choke.
Okay.
And the choke has to be closed pretty fine on the carburetor.
Okay.
Guaranteed it'll start.
So, how did the customer feel after you talked to him?
Well, he said he likes computers because that's the way to go. Well, I told him if you get 8 miles out on the lake and this thing
Conks out.
conks out, that's fine. You're going to have to walk home, regardless if it's carbureted or not. But then find somebody that knows and follow all this wiring, because even the outfit that makes these goddamn things, they're for street racing in California.
Yeah.
So they screw up, you can drive up to it, get a mechanic and fix it. How many mechanics know anything about this computerized homemade setup for an old engine? This is 1978.
So there you go. It's we talked to the customer. He's fine with it. He wants it to make sure it's running and it's working and whatnot. So
It can't leave here until it is working good.
yeah, it was the Holley EFI sniper system, and try as we might, we couldn't get the thing. It would get up to running temperature, and then it would sputter and it would die out. And it's not unique. We looked online. There was nothing but YouTube videos of guys basically ripping out these $2,000 US fuel injection systems, Holley Sniper specifically.
too.
And they just said, I'm sick and tired of this thing, and they ripped it out. Now, I'm sure there's other guys out there that go, oh, yeah, well, this is what you got to do. You know what? 2 weeks plus of Dad working on this, and he wasn't charging the customer for the time to put everything together because, very well, this is the way it ran in, but we can't afford to have this running like this anymore. And it's just, Dad needs to get this back to the customer. Customer needs to start enjoying it. And it's just easier. Look how clean in here it is now. Like, obviously the fuel tanks aren't there, but
just the same, you got all this room.
all the room now, and you can get in there and do whatever you got to do. And
I got nothing against somebody wanting to put this sniper setup in,
yeah,
providing they know what it's all about.
yeah,
I don't know anything about sniping, and my helper doesn't know anything about engines. So I brought in a professional, and we spent 2 hours on this thing to find out what the trouble is. Then we interviewed him and said, what do you think the best thing to do? And he said, take all that shit out and put a carburetor on.
yeah. So we're just going to show you the inside here now so that everybody can see. We've taken everything out. So all the floorboards are back out because we wanted to remove that Holley Sniper system. And it's basically right back like the way it was probably about a week ago. But we took all this stuff apart and took us an hour. It'll take about an hour to put back in. And then re-vacuumed all the crap out here. And we're going to install what gauge are we putting in there?
We're going to put a fuel gauge in.
Fuel gauge, right. So we got a fuel gauge to put in, and that's minimal work here.
We're waiting for carburetor. Now, won't have a carburetor until probably Tuesday. So we got lots of time where we can put all this shit back in.
Okay.
And then all we have to do is put the carburetor on and hook up.
So what happens if you put the carburetor in and it doesn't work? Or is that
work?
It'll work. Okay.
It'll work.
Okay. So, Dad, we pulled out all the stuff. You don't have to open up the front again. Well, it's just open up the front, but we pulled all the lines out. Dad's going to clean up the cable management again, retie strap everything, and recheck everything here.
Test run.
Test run. We got the fuel tanks over here. The floor is over here. Everything else is over here. And this is the whole Holley system here. So if you're looking to buy a complete Holley set, our customer will probably love you because this is not going in his machine. They retail for, what's it, $1,800 US or $2,300?
Well, this setup here is about $2,500 if you wanted to buy everything, eh?
Yeah.
Like
so
you buy that Sniper, that's $2,000 and you haven't got the wiring yet.
Yeah. So everything's in there. So if you think that you want to be a Holley Sniper expert, I'm sure our customer would love to sell you this. And
my recommendation is put it in something that's drives on a road, so if it conks out, you can get at it.
Yeah.
This kind of shit shouldn't be put in a Bombardier.
Well, there was just no room to see anything either. I literally left them no room. One of the things we saw online was guys were having issues with their cable management, so they cleaned up their cable management. Well, what do you do for cable management in this space? You can't.
Put a box in here.
Yeah, but
bring your 7-wire cable.
There's one of the issues guys were mentioning was the electronic interference with these older engines and the cables being too close. Yeah.
You need one solenoid. You don't need double solenoid.
And so other guys were using ferrite clips to get rid of like that buildup of electronic interference. And there could be, I don't know, 20 things or 2,000 things wrong. We just don't know. But it's been 2+ weeks and Dad's had enough. Customer needs to get his Bombardier, and we do need to get this back out to the customer, and we need the spot in the shop. And but yeah, so the customer's been informed. He trusts Dad, and carburation is the tip of the day. Anything else to add?
Yeah, there's no use taking a 150 horsepower original engine, 2-barrel, and sticking a 800 CFM carb on there, because you're never going to develop 1,200 horsepower out of that old motor.
Yeah, so
678
Chrysler Industrial.
We don't even know for sure. The valve covers could have come off of the Chrysler.
Okay,
Industrial.
there you go.
As far as we know, it could be an old car engine or Grandpa's truck.
Okay. That's the state we're at, and we'll see you guys next episode.